Good morning. This is Mornings with Michael. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Half of the week is complete. So this is for informational, educational purposes only. Hopefully you get some entertainment value out of it as well. There's lots of news. There's two big mergers we'll talk about when we get to the charts. But first, let's start with some company news. Apogee Enterprises quarterly fourth quarter earnings came in at 0.86 versus 83 cents estimate. Bed Bath & Beyond files to sell 100 million shares of common stock for holders. In electric vehicles, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency unveiled significant changes to its guidelines for domestic car emissions over the next decade Wednesday in one of the biggest proposals for domestic transportation on record. The EPA said its new model rules for the years 2027 to 2032 would require car makers to cut their annual emissions by around 15% a year. Well, this would lead to an extra $1,200 per vehicle for car makers and supposedly save $9,000 a year on fuel maintenance costs over an 8-year period. In energy, Diamondback Energy, FANG, F-A-N-G, is considering the sale of non-core assets in the Permian Basin and is working with a financial advisor to seek a buyer for assets around Pecos County in Texas. EOG Resources said for quarter one anticipates net gain of $376 million on mark-to-market of financial commodity derivative contracts. National Instruments Corporations rose 7% after Bloomberg report Emerson Electric was nearing a deal to acquire test measurement making company in a deal worth $60 per share. We'll take a look at that a little later. Fortive, API weekly oil inventory showed a 377,000 add last week, expecting a $1.3 million draw. In financials, Veritas Capital ended talks with the Carlyle Group to buy a 50% stake in the private healthcare technology firm Cotiviti on valuation grounds. Evercore, EVR, upgraded to buy from sell at UBS. Goldman Sachs upgraded to buy from neutral at UBS. In healthcare, InflaRx, IFRX, 9.41 share spot secondary priced at 4.25. Ouch. Cutera, CUTR, terminates CEO David Mowry and Executive Chair Daniel Plants for cause and dispute over CEO succession plan. Core and Main, CNM, announced offering of 5 million shares of Class A common stock for holders. In chemicals, Eastman Kodak, EMN, Dow Chemicals, DOW, Westlake, WLK, and LyondellBasell, LYB, all upgraded to overweight from neutral at Piper Sandler, and upgraded Celanese, CE, and Methanex, MEOH, to neutral from overweight. In technology, media, and telecom, Skillsoft, SKIL, quarter four EPS loss of 33 cents versus estimated loss of 22 cents. Revenues of 140 million versus 123.97 million estimates. Tencent shares slip as Process says it may sell more shares in the Chinese tech giant Tencent, and Acer said its consolidated revenues for March 2023 at 24.15 billion with 64.5% growth. So there you have the news. Let's go take a look at our charts. CPI came in lower than estimates, so the market was trending higher. We'll just see what the PPI comes in tomorrow. First, we got Ethereum up here, the charts. Take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is just 8 cents. We feel that Ethereum and Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies were up because they felt that it was a risk-on environment with the inflation coming down. So I guess they were spot on. A look at Bitcoin this morning. Bitcoin is down slightly. The dollar continues to gap down this morning. Look at our yields. Yields have sold off pretty hard, but they're recovering. Take a look at our 20-year yield, up slightly. And our 1 to 3 year bond is up slightly. And take a look at our mergers. Triton is up huge. BIP is going to acquire them at $85 a share. Triton is basically a tanker. And Brookfield Infrastructure is down slightly on the news. They provide transportation and infrastructure. And let's take a look at Natty. Emerson was going to acquire them. It's $60 a share, so they've jumped to $57.57. Take a look at Emerson. Technology, industrial, commercial. So Natty is in National Instruments. Take a look at our ETFs this morning. Energy is down slightly. Take a look at gold. Gold is up again. Silver. Silver is up, but it's retreated mostly to the low of the day. Producers and drillers down slightly. Real estate is up slightly. Technology is retreating. Software group is up slightly. That's interesting. Metals and mining down slightly. Jets is down quite a bit. American Airlines had its earnings today, and they were down and are gapping down. So they're down pretty close to 10%. Delta Airlines is to report, and they're down on the news, so they report tomorrow. Take a look at our utilities. Utilities are up today, and our builders were up pretty strong yesterday. They're up above the 50-day moving average, so we'll keep an eye on them. And now I'm going to zoom. Microsoft is up. Wedbush upgraded their stock after they're lowered yesterday by another agency. Five looked like it broke out a couple of days ago. They're retreating slightly today. Huge volume, 2 days in a row. So let's take a look at the builder. Looked like it broke out yesterday, definitely, and is up again today, another 1.6% on huge volume yesterday. DR Horton, if I can just get the right symbol. EHI. There we go. Broke out yesterday. And then we have Lennar. Looks like it's breaking out today as they look towards the end of the rate tightening cycle. Volume has been a little low, so we'll continue to watch that. Shockwave broke out yesterday on news that possibly getting more money from Medicare, and VRTX is up, but the volume is pretty anemic. Looked at some issues that have huge dividends. Zim, 145% dividend is up 1.2. It's number one in the list. PBR has 31.56 dividend. AGNC investment residential mortgage, they have 14.37% dividend. Annaly Capital Management and Mortgages and Trusts, 13.81% dividend. Rhythm Capital, a REIT, they have 12.82% dividend. Just going down the list here. The SEC, Prospect Capital, Business Development, they have 10.67% dividend. Coming in with 9.98% dividend is Innovative Industrial Properties, another REIT, targets acquisition industrial real estate assets. ET, Energy Transfer, in the oil industry, they're at 9.75% dividend. Altria Group, they manufacture cigarettes, 8.45% dividend. Back in the oil and natural gas area, EPD has 7.39% dividend. ENB, Enbridge, distribution of gas, 6.78% dividend. Rio, our mining stock, 6.68% dividend. And Verizon, telecommunication, they're at 6.63, and our last dividend player that we're looking at is Kinder Morgan. They come in at 6.25% dividend. All of these are 6% dividend or higher. So something for you all to do some research on. That's our show for the day. Hope everybody has a great Wednesday. Keep going after your goals. Keep your activities up, and we'll all get there together. If you have any personal questions on your personal finance, feel free to DM or reach out to us. And I hope everybody has a great day in the meantime. This has been Mornings with Michael for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only.